burning fire uncovers what some describe as deplorable living conditions at a Detroit apartment building.
It's a building where kids live, so we're putting our Ronnie Dahl on this story, and she joins us live now from the west side with what she's learned about the property and the owner. Ronnie, fill us in.
Well, the tenants say that this used to be a pretty nice place to live, that is, until the owner went MIA. So I did a little digging. Turns out he forgot to tell his tenants that he owes thousands of dollars in back taxes, not only on this apartment building, but also the one he owns right next door. So today I went looking for the owner, and where else but the suburbs, of course. The flames spared Lonnie Flower's second-floor apartment, but the smoke damage means he will have to leave pretty much everything else behind, and his family will have to start over. While he and about 7 other families figure out what to do next, the owner is nowhere around, and we're told hasn't been in months.
We never knew what happened to him. He just up and left.
How long ago was that?
I guess about maybe 6 months, 7 months ago.
No phone call, no nothing.
No, nothing.
Without the owner to care, the 19-unit aging apartment building fell into a state of disaster. The few remaining tenants just couldn't keep the vandals away.
About all the vacant apartments stripped. Some of the piping is gone. You know, there was some leaks.
Even the fire trucks didn't bring the owner out of hiding, so I set out to find him. Records show the property and the small apartment building next door are both owned by Thomas G. Cooper of TPE Management, located in Southfield. According to online state records, this is the office for TPE Management. But wait, what's going on? This is the UPS store. The apartment building on Broad Street no longer livable. Red Cross is assisting those in need. Did you know that the taxes haven't been paid on this building?
No, I didn't. Kind of disappointed that he just left the place, you know, like he did, you know, without letting anybody know anything. Didn't tell nobody nothing. Didn't get nobody no, you know, sign that he was just going to leave.
And so, according to a spokesperson for the city of Detroit, neither building has the proper required certificate of compliance. At this time, neither one has been officially condemned. However, the residents have moved out of the first building, but there are still several families living in the other apartment building. And a building inspector was out here this afternoon to try to check and see how bad things really are. And then from that report, the city will make the determination whether or not these buildings do need to be condemned. And I'll tell you, I don't know how these residents have been doing it. Basically, we're told one guy has been kind of trying to manage the place himself, taking in new tenants, but the water got turned off and they've been living without water for what I'm told several weeks, because they need to get some money to try to get that water back on. But after today, I think they're going to have a lot more problems to deal with. For now, we're live on the city's west side. Back to you.
Ronnie, just a really quick question for you. So if that owner has been missing in action for 6 months now, have they still been paying rent, and who have they been paying it to?
Oh, that is a very good question. I'm sorry I forgot to bring it up. No, and the one building, from what I'm being told, they did stop paying rent because the owner wasn't coming back around to collect the rent. However, in the second building, there was a gentleman that was collecting rent, although it was at a reduced rate, and even bringing in new tenants, having them sign leases. And we did have a chance to talk with him just a short time ago, so he didn't make it in the piece. And I asked him, what happened with that money? And he said, well, he's been using that money to try to fix up the building so they could keep it going. These are people that are desperate for housing, but the rent that they were bringing in just wasn't enough to keep the building going. And then I'm also told once they got in, they stopped paying rent, and no doubt, I'm sure that's a problem that the owner was running into. But of course, Mr. Cooper, if you're watching, please don't make me come back to the suburbs to try to hunt you down. I know where you live. Give me a call.
All right,
Back
Ronnie.
to you guys.
All right. Well,
it's a mess.
It is a mess. Sounds like a
I have
definite
a feeling
mess.
we're going to see him at some point.